Hi there, and welcome to this Hockey Inside Out Show bonus episode. I'm Stu Cowan of the Gazette, joined by, you know who these guys are, Chris Nilan and Rick Green, former Canadiens teammates, members of the 1986 Stanley Cup team. Rick is a defenseman. Kaiden Guhle, I'm sure you're a fan of. He's back skating again after having surgery in January to repair that lacerated quadricep muscle. He took part in the optional skate Tuesday before the game against the Senators. Kent Hughes said when he spoke after the trade deadline that if he was healthy before the end of the season and the Canadiens were in the playoff mix, he would play. If they're not in the playoff mix, they'll have him sit out to next season. But what kind of impact could it have on this team if Kaiden Guhle returns it?
Well, I mean, let's face it, before he got hurt, he was logging some serious minutes in all situations. And that's a huge bonus to hear that he's back skating. From what I understood when it first happened, it was like, forget it. He's done for the year. Obviously, they were able to repair it. He was able to heal up pretty well to the point where he can get out there and get moving again. And what a huge bonus that would be to have him able to get into the lineup, down the stretch here. And if he's cleared to play, get a few games in there because he's a kid that's a real deal, hard in the right place, and a perfect guy to partake in what's needed in the playoff crunch.
Yeah, no, because I imagine if he does come back, they pair him with Lane Hudson instead of Jaden Struble. Just what impact does that have on this team?
Yeah, big. Like he was logging big minutes before he got hurt there, So to get him back in, it'll take him some time if he comes back in, certainly to adjust, to get back in game shape, to get his timing back and stuff like that. What I will say, though, Jaden Struble has really stepped in there and done the job to fill in. Maybe not to that level, but, boy, he's been effective for this team, When you replace a D-man sometime, it can kind of mess things up. But he's stepped up and taken that mantle. Now, getting Guhle back before the playoffs, I think if he's going to play in the playoffs, it'll be key. Whether it's the last 5 games of the season or whatever, who knows? But I hope he gets back certainly when they're in the hunt here. And hopefully they get enough points to be able to say, hey, last 5 games or last 3 games, we can really use him and play him and get him back to where we need him if we're going to be in the playoff.
You mentioned Struble there, Knuckles, and he has played great, but if Guhle comes back, somebody's got to sit out. Does Struble maybe, I know you're a big Arbor Jackeye fan, does that maybe put Arbor up in the press box?
I don't think so. I don't think so. I wouldn't. Listen, you want that physicality. Struble has it too. I got it, but you certainly want that physicality come playoff time. I think Abba's. I think he's done well, and I'd hate to see him come out.
Rick, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say I would never take Jackeye personally out of the lineup. He does. He commands a lot of respect and keeps the opposition tame. Even bobblehead or no bobblehead, he's effective.
Yep.
And
keep him in.
He's been playing pretty well, so I like his presence. And he's the kind of guy you need crunch time because he'll deliver, and he's doing a pretty good job right now.
David Savard, Rick, that game against Ottawa was a fast-paced game. He looked like he was getting tired a bit. I know him and Arbor both backed in, bad gap control on one of the goals. You've been there at the end of it, like how difficult is it playing defense when you're maybe lost that little bit of a step and you weren't really the fastest guy ever to start with?
Well, I think the players are the first ones to realize when they're missing a little bit, and then you get to the point where you have to modify your game a little bit to make sure that you're still doing the job. And, somewhat of a bonus is as a defenseman anyways, you're able to do some adjustments that are not as critical to your overall game versus a forward. As soon as they lose that step or, their overall game starts to deteriorate, are much more noticeable. The defense, a little less, if you will, but still there's adjustments that have to be made as you get older, and you don't have the same abilities that you had when you were younger. But like we all know, the defensemen are always the smartest guys on the team, so they're able to make those adjustments without too much of a problem.
Yeah, real smart. Yeah.
Knuckles, one of the things I like about Guhle is he's got a mean streak to him, right? He's the nicest kid in the world off the ice, but he can play mean. And he said he sort of learned that in Prince Albert playing junior there. He said it was a little tiny rink and fans are right on top of you. And, blue collar plays, they demand guys to play physical. Can guys learn how to have that mean streak? I mean, for you, I think it just came natural, right? From growing up in Boston or whatever.
Yeah.
Can a guy learn how to be mean on the ice?
No, I don't believe so. Listen, you can't instill that in a guy. You either got it or you don't. Now, can you get somebody to, play a physical game? Patrick Laine, can you get him to stop running people over? No. Start getting in the way, maybe, but you're not going to take a guy like him and say all of a sudden you're going to be mean, I think everybody has the ability to do it if they're pushed so far. But on a consistent basis, no, you have to have that in you. And, I know for me, it was how I grew up, how I was brought up, the environment, the kids I hung around with, my dad, my mom. My mom was tough as nails. So, yeah. I just, it's like, going to the grocery store and picking that out. I like that. I'll take that.
Rick, who was maybe the meanest guy you played against back in the day?
Well, there's mean, and there's
crazy,
and
there's crazy,
and there's a classic example, living proof of craziness. Terry O'Reilly, Holmgren, these kind of guys
Hunter Martin.
Willie Platt. These guys were, they weren't fun when they were on the ice because what was gonna happen, and you just had to be ready. But it was a different game back then, right?
Yeah,
there were a lot of crazy guys, and there were a lot of guys that weren't fun to play against. But anyways, you do what you have to do to survive, and you talk about meanness. Like Nuck said, I don't think you can teach it, but what you can do, is try and encourage guys to compete as hard as they can, and make sure that your one-on-one battles are happening more in your favor than losing, and that comes from guys with their heart in the right place and ones that are really committed to paying the price and making the difference between winning and losing. So,
Knuckles, who was the craziest guy you played against then?
Oh, that's, I don't know. Gary Risling.
Gary Risling. There's a
Wasn't he crazy? Greeny, right? He was soft as shit.
I played with him.
No,
he was on the all ugly list. Between him and Eddie Johnstone, I thought they were cartoon characters when I first looked at them.
When I think, Dale Hunter was, crazy. And he was a good player and everything, but he had that craziness. He look him in the eye, he'd snap in a heartbeat, do some crazy stuff. The Bruins, I didn't look at Wayne Cashman, crazy with his stick, but O'Reilly, I didn't look at as crazy. I just looked at him as really tough, and he was an honest guy when he fought. He wasn't he was an honest player that way. And, maybe Ryan Walter. Wally.
Well, Ryan Walter got in a fight with O'Reilly.
He's tough as nails, Ryan. But, funny.
Well, that's it for this Hockey Inside Out Show bonus episode. I hope you all enjoyed it out there. Please like and subscribe to the Hockey Inside Out YouTube channel. Go to MontrealGazette.com/newsletters to sign up for the Hockey Inside Out newsletter. And of course, go to HockeyInsideOut.com where you get all the latest Canadiens news every day. Also, if you have a bonus question you'd like us to answer in a future bonus episode, please put it in the comments section below.